Recording in progress.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the Thurston County Board of County Commissioners agenda setting work session for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, 9:05 a.m. My name is Ty Menzer, Chair of the Board. We have Vice Chair Commissioner Fournier, Commissioner Rachel Grant, Commissioner Emily Klaus, and Commissioner Mejia. We expect to be joining shortly. The meeting is live streamed to the Thurston County YouTube channel, and written public comment may be received up to 2 hours in advance of the meeting and distributed to the board. Action may be taken at this meeting. So first up is to just a second final review of this afternoon's board agenda for the 2 p.m. meeting. We did that last week, but Madam Clerk, were there any changes or follow-up items?
The only changes to the agenda were the addition of consent items for appointments that the board reviewed last week.
Okay.
And the only follow-up item would be the first public hearing on the agenda, which is the proposed ordinance for residential energy performance rating and disclosure policy. And just to note that the proposed actions were updated to just simply close the public hearing this afternoon and take no further action on the proposed ordinance.
And I want to ask the county manager, because my understanding is that from our agenda setting last week is that as to this item on the home energy rating, the legal team would like to give us some advice, and that couldn't get put in place till tomorrow.
Correct.
Is that right? Still tomorrow?
Yes.
So today, the recommendation is that we just close the public hearing, listen tomorrow and ask questions from legal, and then decide how we want to move forward. Just so you know kind of why that's being structured that way.
Thank you, Chair, for bringing that up. Yes, they have some perspectives they want to share. Unfortunately, they weren't free today, but they are free tomorrow. Has that been confirmed, Clerk?
I think we're still waiting to get final confirmation.
Okay, so we have proposed tomorrow because we wanted to do that as soon as possible. We're planning on that, and if that doesn't materialize, it would simply be because of the attorney's unavailability, but we're checking right now.
Okay, it's be as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. Then we have the precinct boundary change public hearing. I assume there's going to be quite a few people on item 1 based on emails we've been getting and chatter around the community about it. And there was a request to have that first, and it is first, so just keep it in that order. Anything else then?
Just a quick reminder that the proclamation this afternoon is a proclamation presentation. So we will have folks here in attendance, and we will have a recess for a quick photo outside.
We have a couple of business owners, if I remember correctly. A couple of business owners you had said as our guests.
Local business owners.
Any questions from the board on any other item on the business agenda? It will be, shouldn't be too long, 4 department items. Okay, nothing else? All right. Commissioner's items is really all we have. We had a couple of things, but they had to get moved. So it's stripped back to just this second review and any commissioner items for this morning. Is there any?
I just have something quick that I'm just gonna put it on your radar and it'll come next week, I think, but Yelm is working on putting in an application for to become a creative arts district. And so I'm drafting a letter and it will get to county manager and others to come before all of us at some point, just before I'm hoping that we can all agree that we would support their application and move that forward. So just kind of putting that on your radar.
Thanks for the heads up.
Absolutely.
It's exciting for them.
Yes, it is. We're excited.
Cool. We've got a commissioner that's walked this community through that process.
So first official ones, I believe.
Yeah, that was pretty cool when we got to unveil that one. Some of the stuff that was connected to that was cool.
It seems like they're working really closely too with Tenino and well, George is a big part of it, so.
Yeah, he should be able to help.
Oh, yeah, so, okay.
Awesome. Anything else from Commissioner Collins?
I have a question. So I see item number 19, we have a
appointment to the TRL Board of Trustees for the Lewis County Representative, and that just kind of brought that thought to my mind. I reached out that I wanted to chat with you, but we've been receiving emails about the Board of Trustees, current situation with their funding cuts, and I was just wondering, have we, do we know anything about?
Just a second. Brandy,
Grab Commissioner Mejia.
sorry about that, Commissioner.
No, that's okay.
Also, yeah. Maybe just for, sorry, since
Restart.
Commissioner Mejia, if we can just restate that we already went over the agenda.
Yeah, Commissioner Mejia, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Just to catch you up, there really wasn't much change on the agenda review, so the only main thing was that on the home energy score, we're not gonna take action because legal wants to give us some input, and that will happen either tomorrow or as soon as we can get them in here, but not today. So I just made the board aware that the recommendation is that we don't take any action, and we listen to the input from legal before we move forward, so hopefully that'll happen soon. And then that was about it. And then Commissioner Grant made a heads up about Yelm's Creative District application that might be forthcoming, that we're working on. And then Commissioner Klaus was about to mention something about TRL. So go ahead, Commissioner Klaus.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, so I was looking at item number 19 for the reappointment for the Lewis County Representative, just for context. And then I was wondering, it kind of made me think about our situation with our appointing our person and Mason County having their person. And I was just wondering if we're still in the same like kind of stalemate situation right now as we have been. And are we is there anything we can do to move that forward, or are we just waiting on Mason County to come to us and say they've had a change of heart, or like, is there anything we can do? Do we know?
There's been some conversations, I think, was it Commissioner Fournier?
Yeah,
And there's a commissioner in Mason that like, I don't think was there when the appointment was made, so he's trying to figure out how to break stalemate. I think Commissioner Fournier and him discussed some thoughts of, how do we get past this? So we're not there yet, but, there's at least some dialogue happening.
Okay,
they have not changed their position.
okay,
They also said they don't have many other applicants, if any other applicants.
okay.
Just to be totally candid, my suggestion was to the new commissioner was that he reach out to Commissioner Grant. Because like, all I know is what I read in the newspaper, all Commissioner Menzer knows is what he's, been told, but Commissioner Grant knows some of these individuals personally. So I have no basis to change my opinion unless I heard something from somebody that might have some more background on it than I have. So that was my suggestion, and
I'll reach out to him. The newest Commissioner
Commissioner Tarswell.
oh yeah, Pat, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know, I'd say, I don't know how to get past it, honestly,
Yeah.
I don't,
but it's a difficult situation.
Yeah, and I've had some staff from the Timberland Regional Library, so a few of them have reached out, and they're like, can you all do anything at the county level? And I'm like, well, the only thing we really have to do with it is appointing the trustees. But I've had staff ask if there's anything we can do on behalf of the board, like write a letter or something, and I was like, well, I can kind of see what my seatmates think about that, but I know we tend to try to not cross over lines, unless it's like a way to be supportive of something in the community. And
like a letter about what would be like, cause I don't know if we could take
yeah.
a position on there, but we did ask the county manager to reach out to TRL and set up a briefing for us with the director, and I think that is in
Yeah.
the works.
So we did write a letter. The chair, the board authorized the chair to send a letter to Mason County
okay,
expressing the position of the board, that it was not about philosophical or political viewpoint differences about why this board wasn't appointing their member. Mason County's position was, if you don't appoint our member, we're not appointing your member. This board has, through myself and the clerk, we've met with their staff on 3 occasions, expressed the board's position of concerns around their appointment. And I think what's important, and I'm saying this because I know many of you know this, but for the public as well, this board did a thorough recruitment You had several very highly qualified candidates. You went through a multi-day interview process with those candidates. The board deliberated on the qualification of those candidates and selected a highly qualified community member from Thurston County to sit on the Timberland Regional Library Board. That appointment was sent over to Timberland Regional Library System. I believe, and clerk, correct me if I'm wrong, that did the other counties confirm our appointment?
Still waiting to hear back on that.
Okay, but the way this system is built is that every county has to approve the appointment. And of course, Mason County's position was no perspectives on who Thurston appointed. They don't have any, there was never any concerns expressed. It was simply, if you don't appoint ours, then we're not even going to consider yours.
Yeah.
That was brought back to the board. The chair drafted, I thought, a really well-worded letter expressing the fact that based on what, as Commissioner Fournier said, has been in the papers and other public documents about the person they selected and the need for Timberland Regional Library Board to have a collegial interaction of its members, that's where Thurston County's concern was coming from. Not about differing viewpoints or different perspectives. Of course, I believe Thurston County would be supportive of different perspectives and different viewpoints. It was more about some of the conduct and some of the issues that have been reported. And so we find ourselves at that stalemate, and Mason County hasn't changed their position
Okay,
that we know of.
okay, thank you.
I mean, on Commissioner Claus, if you, other than the briefing with the director, that's good. We also have a appointed representative
Okay.
who is seated.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you, I was considering reaching out and setting up a meeting just to get her perspective on
Yeah.
what's going on. If you want to join me at that meeting, we could sort of see, I mean, that's really our window into
Right, yeah,
how the organization is being run and structured, and I think we have that right because we
Yeah.
appoint that board member, and I know she's more than willing to talk to us.
okay. Yeah, I would appreciate
I'm not
that.
trying to undermine the director or anything, but I do think that the county commissioners have that particular relationship with our appointees, so
Okay,
that's
perfect.
something else we could do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I had put that on my list yesterday to reach out, so that'd be great if I could. And then, the other question I had was, and it sounds like yes is probably the answer, but the person we want to appoint is still interested, right? Like they haven't withdrawn their interest at any point, they're still just waiting?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, still waiting, and I believe we had sent them a brief note. We didn't get into all the specifics, but a brief note as a holding as to what was going on.
okay,
Our Timberland Regional Library presentation is scheduled for March 18th. And I also, in a brief connection with the executive director, mentioned that some of our board members may be interested in a 2x2 conversation with her about details of the budget, since that's what's we hear, and she was very open to that. So we can get those scheduled with commissioners. I think it's an opportunity for you to have some FaceTime and get some more background since there are a lot of comments coming through.
yeah, that would be great too, that'd be helpful. At this point, what the ask, I guess I could say, is from the staff that I was able to speak with. And again, I don't know if there's interest in this or if it makes sense for us to do this, but the budget cuts or the budget decision for TRL is set for next Wednesday, the 25th, at their next meeting. And so it's a tight turnaround time, but the ask was whether or not there's anything we could do to request that they hold off on approving a budget that includes cuts to staff until at least the Board of Trustees is full. And I don't know, like I said, you know, we may or may not have any influence. It may or may not be a good idea to even write such a letter, but it was something that some, you know, residents of Thurston County asked me about, so I figured I would bring it up and see.
So I respond, you know, I don't agree with that because we don't know how long this is gonna take.
Yeah.
And I responded to a couple of constituents about that, because there were like questions about the board and about the thing, and I said, I didn't touch the budget issue, I just said, I really would like to let you know, and I gave kind of a rundown of what we're facing on the board issue, and I got really good response back from the people. That it was 2 or 3 folks that I just happened to see the emails, I recognized who they were, you know, they were like, so I got a good response to that, and hopefully that helped them understand where we're at on the board issue. They're really unconnected.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't wanna connect them in that way myself. Yeah, Fish fry.
I agree. I don't see the two things as connected, but I wouldn't want to put out some type of position where we're telling them what to do with their budget, just like I wouldn't want them sending a letter to us telling us the same thing. That said, I do have opinions about how they go about things, because, well, for a lot of reasons, you know, I would have opinions about how they continued forward if they did do budget cuts. I've gone through this with them a couple times when I was mayor, and you know, I was very vocal about where they chose to cut services and how that affected different communities, and so I know that the director knows I'm gonna have those opinions because she and I have had a lot of discussions about it. So you know, I'll have questions about that, and kind of depending on, in my opinion, depending on how they present themselves to us would kind of shape how I develop my thoughts.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I would recommend the commissioners that are interested in more background that you do meet with the executive director. So I believe it would be good to connect with her and get background as to where they're at and what's been transpiring with their budget and, you know, how they find themselves in this place. I will say that with increased costs, decreasing buying power of the revenue, I'm not surprised that yet another jurisdiction finds themselves in a place where there's a deficit. But not having heard from her, don't know the details.
Okay.
And on my end, as far as the appointments go, I will reach out to Commissioner Tarswell. I have had multiple people, including the applicant, reach out to me around this. But I guess I'm gonna ask one last question. So do we know if Mason County has done has had multiple applicants and done kind of the due diligence that we went through? Or was there just the one applicant and he was put forward?
When I spoke to the commissioner, it was option B.
Yeah.
He was like, there was, the way he conveyed it to me is there was no other applicants, and he's really the only person interested. What kind of recruitment they did, I don't know.
Okay.
He also said, he's like, I don't know the guy very well. He said he has some food trucks and makes a great burrito, and he
does.
I mean, that was,
Makes a great burrito.
yeah, that's what he said. And he's like, seems like a nice guy, and
Have that, Dean, you make a great burrito. Yeah.
and I think there was some animosity between a previous mayor that's no longer there, so maybe, you know, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what their recruitment process. We can inquire Timberland Regional. Normally, we don't interact with the other counties. We interact with Timberland Regional. We send our stuff to them, and then they will send the request out to other jurisdictions.
Commissioner Mejia?
Yeah, I just kind of want to say a couple of points on kind of this whole situation. In terms of the appointment, I also spoke with Commissioner Tarswell about this, kind of let me know the same information that he let Commissioner Fournier know. And, you know, I also, my concern was not with an outgoing mayor, but there is currently a sitting council member in the city of Shelton where issues arose, and that was a big concern to me. And so I don't know kind of where, you know, I also asked Commissioner Tarswell if there were any other applicants or if they would consider any other applicants. they kind of, from what I heard, how him and his board are feeling is they're kind of set on this, person, and, you know, they don't want this to be something where, you know, they don't appoint our person either, but they're kind of feeling, um, they're kind of inching that way, and so kind of leaving us in this stalemate position. And so I don't know, Commissioner Grant, maybe, you knowing this person, there's maybe a something deeper that you can, kind of relay
Yeah.
on our behalf. And maybe, you know, lay out your concerns as you have them. But yeah, at this point, I don't know that I would feel comfortable unless I would hear something different. And I will do outreach to, the sitting council member, where some of these issues arose, and kind of see where they're at too.
Sure.
Oh, the city of Shelton, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like I'm back in high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was, thank you, Commissioner McKeon. All right, anything else?
No, I think, I appreciate you bringing that up. I think this conversation for the public was important because they may not have understand all the nuances that we were able to explain. And I think what's really important is for the public to know that the Board of County Commissioners took very seriously their appointment to Timberland Regional Library System. The board has always expressed a lot of support and value in that organization, and we had a lot of great community-minded applicants. And so if there is anything from your conversations that we can do to bring this back, we're happy to do that.
Okay.
All right, any other commissioner items? Okay, we're adjourned. See everybody back at 2.